Oh my gosh, that parody is hilarious. My favorite part, one of my favorite parts is the part where Captain's trying to get out of the tomb and she's smashed up against the glass. And the other thing is that when she goes to bite one of the guys, she goes, because they made us do that last year, because our fangs were so short that you had to open your mouth all the way and rear up to fight someone. And I was thinking to myself, every time we did that, Marco Siego would say, oh, they gotta rear up, and he'd light the bottom of the mouth. And I was thinking, at some point, people are going to get on to the fact that we do this every time we fight someone. Can we please, for next season, figure out how to get longer fangs where we can just go into a neck like most vampires do? And I saw that and realized they get this show so much because they find all these silly little nuances that they thankfully pointed out. I just thought it was awesome. It was awesome.
My name's Ava, and how can I, join the kids' army?
What did she say?
Kids'
Wait, hold on, one person. Oh my gosh. Devin? This lovely lady has a question for you, and it is, how can you join IS Kids Army? We should probably formulate that plan. Kim, Jessica? Twitter. I do follow her on Twitter. Yes, Devin Haas, her Twitter.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will get it set up on Twitter so that you can, babe. Can we have a round of applause for these amazing women?
If you were going to plan on making any movies or being in any other shows?
If I was on another show, Kevin Williams would cut my head off. And to be honest with you, Paul, Anita, and myself so desperately want to find a great film to do on our hiatus, but it is very difficult because, first of all, we suck. So we can't get over it. No, so it's very tough for us to find a movie that fits in the exact time slot as we have off. Because we shoot the show 9 months a year, from July to April every year. So we couldn't do it last year because our hiatus was really short, and this year we're having equal parts as much trouble because it's tough. So yes, we want to do some films, and we will eventually, but it's not looking so good this summer either. So it's all good, and we're going to be in Europe a bit, meeting lots of fans and hanging out, and just resting a little bit, because it's whatever people think, I would never complain. You would never find me complaining. But it is a lot of work to shoot this show. We shoot 185 days a year. So then you add on another 100 days per weekend. So it's 285 days of the year or more. We're in Atlanta, 12 to 15 hours a day. It is a lot. And it's awesome. So hopefully you enjoy it, and keep in mind when you're watching it, there's a group of 110 people working 15 hours a day for 9 to 10 months a year for that. And there's a lot of love there, and there's so much hard work there. But that's the reality of series television. So,
What is your favorite animal?
my favorite animal? That's a hard question. She's looking at me smiling like, that's a hard question. Because I truly, and this is going to sound kind of cliche, I couldn't choose. They're all so important to us. I love them all. Furry, scaly, slimy, hanging from trees. barking at people, peeing on tires, scratching couches, whatever it is. I am so in love with all of them. And if you really look a little deeper into the eyes of an animal, whatever it is, you realize that they are their own thought processes. There's something in there that's looking back at you that has the capacity to feel compassion, love, fear, hatred even. And the fact that we as a society, as a race, fail to see that, it's a gray area because we have food sources that we have to, grapple with. But the fact that we, as a race, as advanced as we are, fail to see that, I implore every one of you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, how is that possible? So the more compassion we have for animals, I think the better off the entire world is going to be. Thank you for the question.
Straight down the middle. Hi, I'm Kelsey and I'm from Detroit.
Hi.
I was just wondering if you had any advice to anyone who wanted to pursue acting.
Advice from me is the worst thing you could ever want. What is that? No. It is a strange business, and I am sort of the wrong person to ask by virtue of the fact that I started really, really young. And I would say, because I get people that ask me that all the time, especially people in their teens, the most important thing, first of all, get an education. You know what I mean? Without it, we're all screwed. We really are. We need them first. And it gives us a basis. Intellect, there's nothing wrong with it. And so, local theater is an amazing place to start. Movies are popping up everywhere now. I mean, there's 15 movies in Georgia right now. So there are casting offices all over the country, and if you do decide to walk down that road, mind you, it is dark. There are lots of holes in it. There's creatures on either side wanting to attack you. It is a very interesting road or path, but you have to be committed to it, and you have to learn at some point if you do want to pursue a career in acting. Don't lose yourself is a good point. Yeah. But as an actor, all your only job is to seek the truth. You're telling a story, but you owe it to the story and to that character to tell the truth. You have to figure out a way in whatever moment you're reading on this page to make that real for yourself. Otherwise, you're just saying words. And we see that all the time in film and television. And it's truly disheartening because there are so many actors out there that understand that. So, just be true to the art, learn the craft, and don't ever think that it's easy. And if you ever feel as if it's easy, then you're doing it wrong. I can't tell you how much some nights it is impossible for me to go to sleep lying there going, oh my God, I wish I had done this in that scene. I mean, it literally. So the people who just sort of walk off set like, I got that. Yeah. And don't think twice about it, you're doing it wrong. To be honest with you, right now I am desperately in search of a role in which, in complete opposite of Damon, I love seeing the underdog in stories. I love seeing someone, I love seeing someone come into their own, to see a shift, to see an arc of them learning something in their lives, coming from a lower place and finding a higher one. Because I think that a lot of us feel like that in life, a lot. And when you look at the triumphs and the struggles of most of the people that we in this room admire and adore and respect, there's a similar story if you really look at history. All the people that really succeeded, and I don't mean success by monetary means, I mean success through life. So I couldn't tell you what character that would be, But right now I am in desperate search of finding a character who really grows throughout the course of the film. I experience it every day with Damon, poor guy. You know, and it happens quickly, because life happens quickly, changes happen quickly, and they're very definitive, and they're really amazing to see. So hopefully, if I don't suck too badly, at some point I will get that film, and you can critique me till the cows come home. Finally a dude!
First of all, I just want to tell you, you starred in one of my favorite movies of all time, Life as a House. Brilliant movie.
Thanks, man. That was beautiful.
But we were kind of wondering, you keep talking about dancing in films. How embarrassing was the dancing scene from Rules of Attraction?
That, you know, to be honest with you, that's a funny question. That was about as impromptu. I was shooting scenes with Faye Dunaway in that hotel room, and I was literally leaving, and Roger Avery said, "Hey, I have this question. I have this idea." Whenever Roger Avery got an idea like that, you knew something was going to go down. And all of a sudden, I see them wheeling in these huge. We're at the top floor of the Ritz-Carlton in Marina Del Rey. They start wheeling in these giant speakers in this room. What is that? I said, "What's going on, Roger?" He goes, "Well, I want you to strip on the bed." I thought he was joking. I tried to leave. He goes, "No, I'm serious." Are you kidding me? Long of it is, he wanted me to jump on the bed and take my clothes off. And I said, "Wow. Okay." And they literally started playing. Oh my gosh. Faith, the song that's actually in there. At the most ear-piercing volume. One take. And he just whispered, he said, you know, there's two cameras rolling, he said, "Just jump in when you feel it." So I took my clothes off, and I just jumped in, and that was it. One take, impromptu, and I walked off of that bed laughing, and I walked through the lobby of the Ritz-Carlton in my underwear with a towel wrapped around me, just because I had to. It was so much fun, and I'm really glad that we did that. So thanks for bringing that up, man. There isn't any, which is great. There's a little thing that spare time. It's called the Ian Somerhalder Foundation. That's where every ounce of energy that we all have goes into. And that is, the spare time becomes productive, amazing time. So, you know, right now it's not a sort of, I'm going to kick back and read this book and hang out with some friends. And, I mean, that's sporadic, but right now any spare time goes into the bones and the foundation of this foundation. Get it rolling. And then it's just going to become its own living being. And then I'll sit back and read a book, and I will call you and say, "Fine, sitting down, man. I'm reading a book. I'm having a cup of tea. This is awesome. What are you doing?"
Thank you. I want to know that if you could have any one of Damon's supernatural abilities, which one would you want and why?
I would have that really cool mind compulsion thing that he has. Because I could make anyone do anything I want. But I will say, and it wouldn't be for the deviant manners you may think. Well, maybe a little bit here. But what I would do is I would literally go to all of the government heads and compel them to stop making the ridiculous choices that have gotten us all into the places